All right, welcome back to precisealgorithmtrading.com. Sorry, I got off on a tangent there. Uh, let's talk about the markets. It's Wednesday, June 25th. I'm sorry, Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. And let's dive in here and talk about the automated trading systems that are starting to gain some ground again, which is good. This is the Dow futures, and this is the trading for today, so pretty decent. And just to, if anybody's not used to looking at these go up and make new equity peaks when they turn green dots, and that's all in the software. So we're looking to go up and do that again. This has been a long uh, sideways move, sideways to down. The Russell has been really long consolidating, even though it's a giant move down. But today we're finally picking up some steam again. Actually, the last two trades, which we haven't had a trade since the 30th, and now we're on the 5th today. So uh, who knows when that'll be over. This is the NASDAQ, and we're starting to think about making a new high here. So this is what I've been looking for. This is the typical move here. It looks like we had another one. These are like that. So I'm looking to probably make new highs. Um, and the trades today. What's good about this system is it's got a lot of stop outs that are really for small money, and then you get the bigger moves, and that's makes up the difference in the long run. So now the same. This is our older version of the Nasdaq, and you can see it also had a big update today, even though we got a long way to go back up to make a new green peak. But maybe it's on its way. So, and it traded obviously much bigger in the last couple days, but it has a much larger drawdown. And drawdowns in trading systems are really what drive people crazy. It doesn't matter what trading system you're in, um, drawdowns are the hard part about trading. So let's look at here at, oops, on the started out, we need to look at the index products. So I'm going to look here at the S&P. Looks like the Russell zeroed out a little bit ago. It was showing it. So um, start here at the S&P 500, and it's up 1.18%. I don't like this move personally because it's hard to trade. It's hard to believe and get behind, but because the pullback just wasn't that strong. But we are just, the cycles are what they are. So um, so be it. We are breaking the new highs, and that can drive a market. So, and that in and of itself. So there's some psychology behind when markets break to new highs, and I'm not going to get into it a ton, but if you think about it, there's like orders. I'm going to draw this up here. There's like this zone right in through here, that whole zone. Probably shouldn't have scribbled it in like that. So let's erase it and do that over again. This zone has order flow in it, and so there's a bunch of orders, whether they're buy or sell orders, in that area. And the last time it hit that area, which was back here, it hit the area and a bunch of selling happened. That was after a giant run up, and it hit that area, and the a move like that move down can't happen without institutional selling. So a bunch of sell orders hit, and then it drove the market down. Now we got back up here again, and we still have orders in that area, that lower area. Then when it drives through there, there's new orders to sell at that level because people are expecting to hit that level, and there's some people expect it to go down, and some people just held on for that whole move, and so they have sell orders as soon as it hits that level again, and so they just sell their stock, and then obviously there's also buying. So you have this whole war that's going on in this zone, and at that point, the bulls won a little bit, but then the bears took over, and that didn't live very long as a bearish move, and now we've gone back up again. The question is if the bulls have taken back over and all the bears are gone, then that could elevate the pricing, because if the bears are all gone, they sold all their stock, or the people that held on even sold all their stock. There's just not as many buyers left. Then um, the script kind of flips, and the market moves in the direction, the path of least resistance, and usually in the path of the least players. I hope that makes sense, but yeah, that's what we're doing here. So anyways, I'm going to kill that. Yeah, I think I'm going to kill that. Yeah, there we go. So that's a little bit about order flow. It happens at basically in all these zones too. I mean, it basically where these pivots happen, there's just orders that are camped out in those areas, because a lot of people trade automatically. They have orders just in place for price zones. There's automated trading systems that do stuff like that. There's manual trading systems that do that type of thing. Most platforms will do it. So, all right, the S&P today went up 1.18%. The Dow went up 96 points, or 0.25%. So it's the one that's lagging here. And if this is a new high, I'm sorry, a higher low, then we could be going on, and we're back up above the 50% line. Um, if we get up here past the 618, what could possibly happen is all that buying and selling happened, and then just people are but besides the institutions, the regular traders are maybe just sick of it, and they won't follow this thing all the way up again, which is exactly the kind of move that the market will want to have happen to move prices higher. Is it's counterintuitive, but and then arguably you could say this is kind of like, I wouldn't call it a double bottom, but it's pretty close to, like, this was almost a double top. And let's look just for fun at the weekly. Yeah, the weekly looks an awful lot more sideways in the scheme of things. So the Russell today, I'm going to look at IWM, which did bounce at the 50 without really, it right now hasn't. I mean, there's almost no question. So um, I went long here because I think it's an easy trade as far as um, uh, limited risk, because I am going to set a tight stop on this one. That's not where I have it right now, but I'm going to move the stop to be pretty tight and not allow it much room to be wrong. And probably going to use this mid pivot here. I don't want it to be too tight to just entice the market to go take me out, but you can see we also have positive momentum over zero on the hourly chart, and this back and forth looks pretty constructive with some higher highs and equal lows at this point. And if I'm right, and this thing goes all the way up here, even to the 100%, that's a pretty good 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, kinda. And then we could get to the 1272, and then we could even talk about the 1618 and beyond because of this target off of the inverted head and shoulders. The NASDAQ here is sure looks like it's reaching for the 1618 extension there. We got positive momentum over zero, positive momentum over zero, and the hourly chart. The hourly I expect to pull back, and before it gets a chance to really go up there, unless it just completely blows out to the 1618. For fun, let's put in NVIDIA, because we're talking about targets, and looky there, we hit the target. So it's amazing to me that the targets work like that, but it's been going on for a long time, and I learned them from other people, so it is what it is. It's just one of those things. They don't always get hit, but it's pretty amazing how they do get hit. Now, NVIDIA is going to stock split here on the 10th, so in 5 more days. And who knows after that? That'll be interesting. It could be just a pullback time. What else? Oil looks like it's potentially bouncing down here, at least short term. I really expected that one to come back and validate the of course, if I draw this on here, and I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I connect these bottoms, which I have a particular way I like to connect these that's really my own. I've seen other people draw trend lines, and my way works really well for me. That looks like a descending megaphone pattern or descending wedge, and I could probably even make it more convincing if I activate it, and yeah, something like this. But in any case, I believe that's eventually going to resolve itself back to the upside, like I expected when I went long. It's just it took me out in the meantime. So I'm going to have to watch for all the signs to come together to potentially get back into this trade. I'm going to create that alert with a drawing when it crosses above. And if it breaks that trend to the upside, I'm going to consider getting in, or at least see what the market's doing at the time. The oil market, just to be clear. All right, gold. Looks like it's in a big back and forth pattern until it decides on a direction, which at this point would still probably be to the upside, just because we have equal highs and higher lows. And then TLT I wanted to look at. So it's done this breakout again. It's what we've talked about. I'm expecting a pullback that is possibly playable, and it's going to be, in my opinion, more playable if the hourly can't get below zero on the momentum indicator and comes back up, kind of like does a dip in the upper reversal zone, or the upper zone at least. And I would expect the price to come down somewhere in this neck of the woods. So we'll see. We'll watch for a play. Okay. I'd say that's enough of all that. Let's go look at the bullish percent indexes and then call it a night. The industrials didn't move. The NYA barely moved. The transportation index went up 12.5%. It's a big move. The S&P 500 went up 2.5%. The OEX went up 3.33%, and the NDX went up 15.38%. So, as fickle as, if you follow these things can be, that is showing me some pretty good internal strength, and it's kind of giving me more confidence in this recent rally, which, like it or not, that supports this rally and possibly pushing higher. Now, how high can it go after we've had such a big move back here? You know, we'll see. And then, since we're here, there's your S&P with the cloud. You know, we're all above the cloud, so that's a big deal. I'm going to look at the Dow because I know it's the one that's fighting it. And it's still in the cloud, and it's still red. So see if we get a breakout of the cloud for the Dow here. If we do, I think that'll give it a more of a bullish case. And it looks like it, I'd say the likelihood of that is pretty strong. So I am going to consider boy, I can't get behind doing this one yet. I think we're going to get a move higher and then a pretty quick move lower again to fake everybody out. And that'll basically move some sideways movement in the lower zone here so that the moving averages can turn around, turn green, and then after they turn green, then on the daily chart, then I'd be willing to maybe step in with some positive momentum. So, all right, sorry to go down that rabbit hole, but here's the VIX, and you can see that we are coming back in. So I was expecting it to go back out again and create some more havoc, but sure looks like it's just coming in now. And then you throw them all together, and it sure looks stronger with a double top, but maybe this is, we got a higher low here on the momentum and in price. So looks like there's some internal strength, at least for now. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Until next time, take care, good trading, and have a great night.